Okay, brothers and sisters, this is Brother Lewis. I was asked by one of the students to go over the financial statement analysis problem 1. I typically don't do these because these tend to be ones where you have to test your knowledge, but I'll just do one of these problems and that'll give you at least a 1/3 chance to get all of them right. But you should be able to, after a few tries, to work through these and get it just fine. So first, we got 4 different requirements on this one. First one's pretty straightforward and easy, just kind of compute the cost of goods purchased. And then the second one is a little bit more involved because it requires that you fill in some information and then calculate what the ratio is. So let's pull up the appendix first. Let's pull this into a new, if I can, somewhere around here. It's not opening it up. Okay, so it did pull it into a different file. So let's first pull this. We're going to use all the balance sheet information here. Let's see if we can get that a little bit bigger. Let's close this over here if we can. It's not really closing it. That's all right. So let's make this a little bit bigger. Okay. So we'll have this. Actually, let's just put this, drop this over here. And then we'll have this over here. And we'll overlay. What will we do? Let's put in an Excel file. Let's find an Excel file. Let's do an Excel file, and that way we can do some of these calculations too. New file. Let's drop this over here. Okay, so let's start out with just the basic one, which is this first, right? Required number 1. What's the cost of goods purchased? So we know that you have a inventory beginning value. We'll have a cost of goods purchased. We'll have a this is going to be a plus, right? And then we're going to have the usually I do a cost of goods sold. See, this is going to be your negative. This is going to be your oops. This is negative. This is positive. This is your beginning, so it's going to be a positive, right? And it's usually going to end up with a inventory ending. Okay, so this is going to be your positive usually. And so what this generally works out to be is this plus minus that, oh, excuse me, beginning inventory plus cost of goods purchased minus negative costs of goods equals the inventory. So we can actually do this little calculation right here. These are just the values, right? We'll just do dollars. So down here, we would say something like inventory beginning plus cost of goods minus, excuse me, cost of goods purchased minus cost of goods sold equals your ending inventory, right? So that's just one way of doing the formula. We'll do another one so that we can get it to this cost of goods purchased, because that's what they're asking for. We don't know what that is. But so let's see, they asked for this in what for 2018, right? So these 2018 numbers are what we're going to be using if we can find them somehow. Okay, never mind. Where's Excel? Back to Excel. Okay, so beginning inventory would be last year's inventory value. So these are inventories. We know the ending is 3956. We know the beginning is 44855. Okay. Now, the cost of goods actually is on the income statement. So let's see if we can find the cost of goods here. Gross margin, cost of sales right there, right? Cost of sales is 163,756. Okay, so we know now that our ending inventory needs to be this value right here. Inventories is 3956. So we'll just call it should be, and this is should be 3956. Okay, so arguably you could just say, okay, well, what's the difference, right? This plus this gives you the difference. And if I put in COTS 154,945, that should give me my 395, but it's not exactly right because it's a negative. So I did that a little bit backwards. It should be, my formula is a little wrong. Let's just do this minus. So now let's take this out and put in the other number. It should be 162,857. And voila. Okay, we got our should be to our actual. This is one way of doing it. The other way of doing it is, let's just copy all these and we'll do a good old algebraic formula type of an approach. Okay, so let's move these around. Let's just we'll truncate this. Beginning plus COGS minus not COGS, cost of goods purchased minus cost of goods sold equals ending inventory. Okay, so if we do it that way, then we can plug in what we know. Okay, so what we knew here was the 4855, right? 4855. We don't know what that is. We do know what this was, 163,756 equals inventory of 3956, right? Now we don't know what this is, so we just call this X, right? So if we solve for X, then what we can do is we can say X equals, right? And we can just put the numbers in here. So we'll start off with 3956, and we're moving this over there, so it becomes a plus 163,756, and we're moving this plus over there, so it's a minus 4855. Now, if we do that and we just do this via the formula, 3956 plus 163,756, I almost got that one wrong, 6 minus 4855. That should give us our same number. This is wrong right here. I double fat fingered that one. Okay, so 162,856. So that way is the same as this way, right? So however you like to approach it, you could do it like I did here, just kind of run it through a kind of a formula that's visual, figure out the difference between the numbers and what it should be, and then plug it in, make sure you're right. Or you can do it algebraically, make sure you understand the formula, beginning plus purchases minus sales equals ending, right? And then solve for what you don't know and come up with that number. So 162,857 is what I would put in here. 162,857, right? You can check my work, double check that I'm doing pretty good here. Oh, and voila, I got it right. Now, answer is not complete. I know that. Okay, so we'll do the next two in probably one fell swoop. Okay, so now what it's doing is asking us for all this stuff. Now, I like to do things in Excel first and then drop it in here. So let's just do that. Let's first put the formatting in here. Okay, so we're going to copy, say we'll just copy all, copy. Can we copy all this? No, we can't. Let's just copy this. Oh man, you're gonna make me do it the long way. Okay, let's just do it quick and dirty. So current assets, we've got cash and equivalents. We've got marketable securities. We got AR. We have inventory. We have vendor, non-trade receivables. We have other current assets. We have total assets, total current. And we have, oh, actually, you know what? I don't have to do this. I think I can just drop it in there. I don't have to do all this. It'll automatically calculate all this. So let's just ignore that for a second. Oops, let's not do that. Let's just close it. Let's just drop in the numbers. Okay, so current assets, return to question. Probably that's why it wasn't letting me do that. Okay, so all these boxes here are what we need to fill in, right? So cash and cash equivalents, 25,913. And does that go in the asset test ratio? I think so, 25,913. And 2007, well, this is stick with 2018. Marketable securities is 4388. Marketable securities, are those as a asset, are those quick assets? That is the bigger question, isn't it? Is it a quick asset? So my answer to you would be yeah, because you can sell that pretty quickly and get it back. So 32388. All right, accounts receivable, 23,186. First is AR, that usually gets paid within 30 to 60 days, so that should be a quick asset. Okay, inventories are not, they move a little bit slowly, but they are still part of the asset base. So 3956. Current asset base, that's be a 0 there, so we'll just leave that blank. Vendor non-trade receivables right there, 25,809. We're not going to do that one because we don't know. Other current assets is 12,087. Right? So we got total current assets. Now we need current liabilities. Total current liabilities is 116866. So that gives us a ratio of 1.12 and current, do that one too, and 0.54. Did I do this right? Let's see. This seems a little wrong. Okay, so I am wrong. I fat fingered. Did I fat finger that one too? Oh yeah, I did fat finger that one. 116866. There we go. Okay, that looks right. All right, so now with that in there, we can go over to 2017 and basically do the same thing. We've got a plug and play, and I don't see my stuff here, but I can see the numbers, so I should be fine. So let's do 2289, 2289, and then marketable securities should be 53892, 53892. And AR should be 17,874, 17,874. And we're going to do these other inventories, which should be 4,855. And it's not quick. And so we go to vendor non, that should be 17,799. And then other current assets should be 13,936. For a total of 128,645. Okay. And 92,055. So then current liabilities for last year was 100,814 and 100,814. Okay. So 1.28 and 0.91. All right. So that looks pretty good. So before we do the check my work, let's what was required 3. So if required 3, does Apple's 2018 current ratio outperform or underperform the assumed industry average of 1.5 current ratio? 1.5 is the bar, and 1.2 and 1.12 and 1.128 doesn't quite hit it, so it underperforms. And so we underperform that. And then they say, does Apple's asset test ratio outperform or underperform 1.0? And once again, 1.0 being the bar, and they're hitting 0.77 and 0.91. So they're underperforming on that as well. right? So underperform. And we can check our work, see how we're doing that. And looks like we got that one right, and all that right. So that is how you do number one. Let me know if you have any questions. Take care. Bye.